This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where cinematographers are able to establish their vision, what they want to do with the project. You're able to separate yourself from other cinematographers at work. Really, the Tech Scout process and the time leading up to that Tech Scout is where you can put your stamp on the creative side of things, right? You have enough time to sit by yourself. You're not rushed by people on set. There's no schedules that you have to maintain in order not to, you don't want to think about one thing too long because you've got to move on to the next. No, this is where in the calm, peaceful environment of pre-production, you can go through your head and figure out exactly what you want this thing to look like. And a lot of people think of cinematographers as creators of the image, creators of the look. I like to think of it a little bit differently, and it's just a small tweak that makes a big difference in the way that I think about approaching pre-production and then the actual shoot day. And I always think of a cinematographer as the curator of the image. And what's the difference between creator, curator? Well, in my mind, all of the decisions that go into making a project look a certain way or have a certain feel are already made by the time you step on set. And if you do that, if you think that way, that you've made all these decisions, then once you get there, it's just about minor tweaking and trying to find that last 1 or 2% that make a shot better. You allow yourself to be a little bit freer on the day because you've thought about everything that is relevant to the image up until that point. You've looked at all the red flags. You've tried to make sure that they are all have all been canceled out and that you are able to get the best possible results on the day. But what it means as a curator is that you've tried all of the other things, or at least you've thought it out. And the ability to do that means that not only have you thought out, okay, this is the look that I think might work, this is why it isn't going to work, well then I'm able to choose one that will work, and I'm able to narrow those down. And it also challenges your cinematography knowledge in the lead up to go, okay, what look is going to work and how do I get that look? So already on every single project, you're thinking, well, maybe a certain tweak might work here. Well, how would I do that? Well, I'd do it this way. And then you go through your head and you think, well, is that going to work? Do I have plans? Do I have the time to do that on set? Have I got the budget to pull off that job? So you're constantly cycling through the possibilities, ultimately culling them all down to the one look that you can achieve and that you are happy with, right? So it's the curation of the ideas, and the creation of the ideas happen right now. They happen in your head. They happen on the Tech Scout when you're looking, when you're taking Artemis stills, when you're going around the set trying to find those different angles. And then you go away and you curate them down to a very select few, to a very select look of this is the exact style that we're going for. And then once you get there on set on the day, it's just about making sure that the image grooves into those alignments that you've set down, right? So that is the difference. That's slightly, it's not much of a change, but it's just the way that I like to think about things, trying everything in pre-production. No idea is out of the question. What if we do this? What if we do that? Then you run through it in your head and go, is it possible? Do we have the time? Do we have the budget? All of those things. And ultimately, here is where you can be most creative, right? This is where you can get your ideas in and try things out and throw things at the director and say, what about this? What about that? Is this going to work? Do we have enough time to do this? What if it's all in a oneer? What if it's a montage ad, right? These are the things that you throw out in this pre-production time. So the Tech Scout is really, really important from a creative standpoint, like getting ready to lead up to that point, because once you're on the Scout, it's about getting everyone on the same page so that when it comes to the day, all of the problems have been ironed out. You are free to then be loose enough on set to find those little moments, right? You don't want to be locked in to the storyboards. You don't want to be locked into your plan, but you want to have all those things in place so you're not wasting time on set. You want to be as efficient as possible, because the more efficient you can be, the more time you're going to have on set to have a little play, to try a different angle, maybe to tell the director, oh, let's try one more, but let's do it from over here or from over there, or we'll change a lens, or we'll go in closer. Having those little moments is easier. It's easier to get a better finished product, and it's easier to be more expressive on set if you take care of these things in the Tech Scout process, in the pre-production leading up to that. So that's what this section is going to be about. We're going to be finding our look. We're going to go back, look at the treatment. We're going to see what looks we liked, what didn't we like, how we're going to achieve those. And then I always go through a rough plan, right? We know we're going to bring on great people that have all the equipment to get the job done. We know they're going to bring their own expertise, but I like to know in my own head, just if everybody else was somehow knocked unconscious and we had to get this thing done all by ourselves, what are the key elements that we would need? What are we overlooking? What if we have any gear that is out of the ordinary? Is there questions about its performance? Do we have to go away and learn some new stuff? Do we have to talk to some experts? That's the another key step here in this process leading up to the Tech Scout, then I know the basic rough equipment that I'm going to need. So I'm looking for people on the day to challenge me on that, right? My gaffer, my grip, I want better solutions than what I have. So then I can take those solutions and pass them on up the ladder. So I can say, oh, we can save time here if we do this. We can better look if we do that. We can save some money in the budget, whatever it is. On the Tech Scout, I've got all the answers already. I'm looking for people to better those answers and to help jump on board and really make the project their own, right? Because I don't want to be too specific. I don't want to be too measured in the way that I'm speaking to the crew about things. I want them to bring their own expertise, right? That's why they're on the job. Same reason a cinematographer is on the job. You're there to elevate wherever you can. That's the whole job. So that is going to be this section, this process. And then in the end, we're actually going to walk through a Tech Scout process. If you've never been on one, everyone is sort of unique, but there are definitely some mainstays that happen on every single Tech Scout. And we're going to walk through the space. We're going to decide what we need. We're going to decide the schedule, right? We're going to talk loosely about a schedule, but then we'll actually finish up designing the schedule around the location that we have, around the number of shots that we have, all done on the Tech Scout. So that is this section. Let's get into it.